Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Nebcast. We're your hosts, like always. I'm Darky23,
I'm FSG Gamer.
And I'm Infinite Trip 95.
and let's get started. And so today's topic is going to be men's mental health, because since this month is Men's Mental Health Month, and I have not seen anything about it, I feel like it's appropriate to talk about it, especially since we're all guys.
Yeah, definitely I have, experienced a lot of like mental, mental, how do I explain this? Like
Mental health issues?
Yeah, mental health issues. I was depressed for about 5 years. I've already talked about this on the podcast, and I know I have some friends going through it right now. Shout out to both my homies, Beto and Beto. It just sucks being in that position. And but what I recommend to anybody who is going through this situation in life right now, it will end. It will end, and you'll become a better man after the storm, a better man or woman, anything. But yeah.
Good. Yeah, I wanna say that me personally, and I said it before too, I don't think I've ever gone through depression or hard depression like that. I know it's gonna happen one day, because life's a bitch, and it's gonna throw stuff at us. But I'm glad that there's people out there, guys that are open up to each other. I have friends that are open up to me, and then I had y'all, come up to me too as well with your problems, and I know that when the time comes, y'all gonna be there for me to open up about my feelings.
Yeah. During high school, I had a homeboy who I knew since elementary school. I'm pretty sure y'all met him. You know who I'm talking about. So during high school, one of his cousins, who he was really close with, had cancer, and she was battling it. And I don't remember if he told me she passed away or not. But I remember he showed me a picture of her. She was in a bed, skinny, like almost had no energy. And he just started crying, like started bawling his eyes out. And I didn't say nothing. I just put my arm around his shoulder and just started tapping him to basically show like I'm there. And he started saying like, man, I didn't mean to cry in front of you. Like I shouldn't be crying in front of you. And I told him like, no, bro, look. He was like, I'm not a man. I'm a pussy. All this. I was telling him. I told him like, no, man, you're not. You're not that kind of person. Like as long as you show emotion, you're still human. There's nothing wrong about crying. So and I told him like everything's gonna be good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Tell me why though. That day that we did that cookout over there with my grandpa and like everything, and like we smoked some weed. And my grandpa was there and he didn't care. He was just like, "Hey, stay sharp." You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it called? We went into the into his at his car because we were gonna do some other shit to smoke, and then like I don't know, like for some reason like we could tell that he was not like feeling it, or he was trying to like, cause that was my first time meeting him, bro, and he actually talked to my grandpa. He sat down and talked to him, and we offered him the blunt, and he's like, he denied it. He's like, I'm good, bro, I'm talking to your grandpa. And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy, And I was like, he's like, I've never had a grandpa of my own. He died, like when I was younger. And I was like, oh damn, yeah, man, go ahead and talk to him, because like for me, like it's not that I hate him, it's not that I don't want to listen to it, like it's just that like I've heard him a billion times, and it's like and do get old, but it was cool. Like I remember he said that my grandpa said that he likes chilling out there with us because it makes him feel young again. He said that. And then yeah, he sat down, bro. Like I'm talking about, like this is the first time I met this guy and shit, and like yeah, he was just having a conversation, talking about the pueblo, like what parts of Mexico they're from and stuff like that. And we go to the car and we're smoking and everything, and then he kind of like quivered. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like trying to hold it back as hard as he could, you know. And then we started telling him like, yo, dude, if you're gonna let it out here, let it out right here, like this. Like I told them, like I was like, this is my house, like nobody judges here. If you're gonna judge, you get the fuck out, like you know. And I was like, but the thing is, I don't surround myself with people who judge. You all notice that. You all notice that because we all came from nothing. We're still trying to come up, you know. We're all trying ideas and stuff like that. We're all fighting our own demons. We're all, you know, and yeah, like he let it out, and like Beto, one of the Betos was sitting in the passenger seat, and the other one was sitting right next to me, and like we all put our hands on him and stuff, and like we just kept on rubbing his back, and he just letting it out. He did the same thing. He was just like, I feel like such a pussy, like all this and that. And I was like, don't you ever fucking say that, bro. I was like, don't you ever. Like, don't you ever fucking say that. Because it's like, you know, like, who are we to judge you? I literally just met you today, bro. What a better place to say something to a stranger that you don't know, you know? And bro, like, after that day, like it got to a point where, cause I was like, I started like straight up, like cause you know me, bro, like you know, I started saying like, so where's your friends at? And he's like, I don't have any, and I was like, nah, bro, who are the people that you like chill with, you know? And I was like, and he was like, I have 2 people, and I was like, do they judge you? Yes, and I was like, those are not your friends. And I was like, let us be your friends. Like we'll influence you to do better for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like yeah, kid Beto, he was like, um, you know, let us be your friends and stuff like that. And like your new circle, you know, your new circle, like we'll adopt you into the circle that we got going on, you know. And yeah, after that day, you know, he dipped after that. And then after that day, I texted him, and like I've been talking to him, and like he added me on Facebook and everything, and yeah, I mean like, but he was saying that a lot, like you know, I'm a fucking pussy, I'm a bitch, like you know this and that, and then because his situation is pretty crazy, but you know what's it called? Yeah, I text him, and I text him what I tell y'all all the time, like when you wake up, no matter how much you know it hurts, no matter how much tired you are, no matter what, always just start your day with, it's gonna be a good fucking day. If you set that in motion, bro, it's game over. It's already the day's already done. The day's done, bro. Straight up, because you already affirmed it. Like today's gonna be a day that no matter what happens, it's gonna be a good day at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have something to look forward to. So that means no more. You're not thinking like anything that stresses you out, because you know it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
You know. And so I told him that, and I told him like how we do, like write down 10 things you're grateful for every morning. Do it every morning, and you'll see how like, because some people are just not grateful for stuff and stuff like that, you know. And I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying it gets to like, it teaches you not only discipline, it teaches you to do something continuously every single day, you know. So yeah, he's been good, and like we haven't chilled again, but he still texting me. He's like, I'm doing good, man. This and that, and yeah. But that day was crazy. How it was just like out of nowhere. He just boom, just let it all out, bro. Let it all out. And I've let it out too, you know, like with my mom and stuff like that. Like the one time when I was like on shrooms and stuff, I was coming down, and for some reason, like I don't know, a lot of emotions came up, you know, because that's what basically psychedelics are based around on. And then and I just let it all out, just in front of my mom and stuff, and she just like did the same thing, just you know. And it felt amazing. I felt like a weight gets lifted off your shoulders and shit. But but
Yeah, and that's what I want to say too. Is like, for me, I feel like us men have a lot of weight on our shoulders, you know, and it's just if you don't let it out, obviously it's just gonna keep on stacking, piling up, and it just keeps on getting heavier and heavier, you know, and letting off some of that weight, whether just letting it out or letting other people help you in situations where you need help, makes a big ass difference. You know, you don't feel so trapped. You know, like how to explain it. Like I was gonna say like anxiety. You know,
oh, definitely.
like I feel like you have like the more you have built up, like the more weight on your shoulders, like even like more anxiety.
Yeah,
You
because
know?
all you're thinking is the future.
Yeah, future or like the situation where you like, yeah, the future, yeah, because you're just thinking of the outcome that's gonna happen. So it, always find help. If you need help, find help. Whether it's just talking to someone, you know, or if you're by yourself and like in a moment where you need to cry, just cry. Or if you need, there's someone there with you, cry. You know, you're not weak. You're not showing that you're a pussy or whatever. You know, like I am. For me, it's makes you stronger because you're letting other people in. I guess like letting not trust. Yeah, we have trust, right? But like you're you're willing to show your feelings. Like you know, you're willing to like take that weight off. You know, and like for me, if you cry, you're stronger. You know, and it makes you stronger.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that a good way to get out of the depression, and that anxiety, because I used to have both. Remember, I used to have panic attacks and stuff like that, and because I would just be thinking of like, man, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? Like, because like I'm an overthinker, and the reason for that is because like I feel like, I mean, that's just my theory, but like when I was taught how to play chess since I was third grade, you know.
Mhm.
So it's like I feel like when you play chess, you think of every single possibility that you can move a piece of or how to win.
Mm.
So I think of life like that sometimes,
Okay.
you know. So I like, you know, create stuff, you know, and it's like it 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 doesn't help, you know. It doesn't help at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
So I recommend the gym. The gym is where like cardio is where you get your anxiety out because you're in your own head. You know, you don't talk to nobody. You're just listening to music and stuff like that, and you're just doing cardio. You're burning like the pain of doing the cardio covers the pain of listening to your own thoughts.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, and then when you do like weights and stuff, yeah, it's like you pushing the weight that you have on off.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You're literally
Yeah, yeah.
you're
yeah,
literally
that's what you mean.
benching your own weight on your shoulders that you bear as a man. You know, and this is not about just, you know, men. Oh, it is, yeah, men's mental health, mental health
Month.
month, yeah. But yeah, no, yeah.
What I was gonna say, but yeah, overthinking is like one of like the worst things you could probably have. I mean, obviously, you know, it's like the schizophrenia, you know, all the other stuff. But like an overthinker, you can't be happy. Like, cause you already thought of the outcome of like what could happen in the end of the day. You're either gonna like for me, I can't like I'm not gonna lie, I can't talk to a girl because like my head would be like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to her. And it's like, all right, well, what if she says this, and well, what if she says this, and what if she says this, and then like it starts becoming like a web of like all the things that could become bad and good, but then like every once in a while the bad overcomes the good. So it's like if I say this, she says ew, or she says this, and she says this, and then at the end of the day, you go talk to her, right, and she flats out like denies you. You're just like, okay, your emotions already gone because you already knew it was gonna happen. And then and then when something good happens, you know, you're just like you're just thinking like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't think that was gonna happen, you know. And yeah, like going to the gym will help you a lot because we started going to the gym, you know, and like it just you start feeling better about yourself. You know, you're like the first obviously the first day you're just gonna be like, I'm sore, I'm sweaty, like I just don't want to do this no more. But if you constantly keep on going, you're just gonna start realizing more and more. Is like, wow, this feels so much better than I did before when I just laid down, ate chips, and just watched YouTube. Like an hour, 30 minutes, something, people say, like, if you go 30 minutes, you feel a difference. But if you go for an hour, you're definitely going to feel that difference. Like, you're going to feel way happier. You're going to feel energized. You're going to be like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do this today. Like, the moment you go to the gym, you finish that off, you just feel like you can take on the world. Like, all right, I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I can go hang out with my friends. I can go clothing shopping. And I was like, that anxiety and overthinking it just disappears because it's like, yeah, I feel so good today. Let's go today. Let's go do something.
Yeah, it's like nothing's gonna stop me type shit. Like it's like I conquered today already. Like by just doing the gym, I conquered the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing how much it has helped. You know, and then I'm gonna continue on. I feel for the past month I kind of slacked off, but yeah, I want to kill it for the rest of this year. Like this next 6 months, it's gonna be like just like how the match says modo guerra type shit. So
yeah, and I was gonna say that when I went to the gym, like when I started going to the gym, I cut the backyard, I cut the front yard. I started doing like cut the vines and stuff on like the fence. Like going to the gym did help me not just go home, lay down and do nothing. And these past 2, 3 weeks, like how Johnny said, the month, I've been feeling lazier. Like I don't want to do anything. I get home and I play for a little bit, but that's about it. Like I don't do any chores. And I see the difference, like between keeping yourself busy, and like bettering yourself, and then just staying home and just not caring. And I feel like depression is part not caring. I'm not saying I'm depressed, right? But like going to the gym, even for me, like makes a huge difference in my life, and being active and actually spending my time good, or like not wasting it.
yeah, and I don't think you mean it like as a not caring. I feel like it's more of like there's no way out. Like there's no solution. I'm gonna be like that forever. There's no end point. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's what like it kind of It's not that they don't care because they obviously want to change, but it's like how you say it. You sit down and lay down and not do anything. You're not changing anything. You have to change in order for you to start progressing and then eventually get happy. And the best thing to be like I'm at peace. Like I'm at peace with myself. I know what I gotta work on. I'm really self-aware. I'm really I know when a lesson is being taught. I know whenever I need to shut the fuck up and listen. I know stuff like that. And I don't know what to think, or whatever. Psychedelic drugs, right? But yeah, no. I've been to therapy. I'll link my therapist down below, or my therapy. What's it called? The company. The company.
Association.
Yeah, just so in case if anybody can join this. If you might not have a job, or if you don't have any insurance, you can always apply for the program, and they might even let you get free counseling. Other than that, you're more than welcome to pay, and the prices are pretty good as well, and their counselors are amazing. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was gonna add on that. You know how you said you were basically comfortable and not doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's the worst drug out there. Sure you got meth and all that, but being comfortable is the worst drug, because then like you do something different and you do not like it. Like going to the gym, I hated it. The first time I went, I hated it because I came back sore. I didn't want to move. So like 2 weeks in, after the first time I went to the gym, I got comfortable. I just lay there in my bed, and then I got lazy, And then like once you get lazy, you don't want to. You're not motivated. You're not disciplined to do something. And then what else do? You get food, and then you lay back down. You just get fat, you know. And then when you get fat, you're even more lazy. You're already too comfortable laying down, And sometimes, it takes that one step to be getting out that comfort zone to know that there is so much more to just laying down in the bed and just being like, I don't want to do nothing today. You wake up full of sunshine, and then knowing that today's gonna be a good day, like how you always said it. Today's gonna be a good day, and let's try something new.
And you know what they say? They say that you have to live. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Because that's how you're gonna have. That's how you want. The secret to making it is that discipline and being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Because it's you're gonna have to like try new things. You can't be shy. You can't. You just gotta go through it. You gotta grind. You gotta keep making sure you do what you gotta do, and just kill it, man.
Yeah, like how I was telling my mom, like in my job, how like they're training me to be a supervisor. And I was telling Eric too that like in all the jobs that I had so far, Jack in the Box, I became a team leader like a little over a year. Walmart, I wasn't even a year yet, and they wanted me to be a support manager before they took off the position of support manager. So like, and then now I barely have a year, and they're trying to teach me to be a supervisor. So like, and if I get the chance, the opportunity, I'll take it. Like at Jack, I asked for it. I didn't want to just be the employee. I was just like, why not, right? I knew it was gonna come with more responsibilities and stuff, but I was like, might as well, right? I mean, take it. It's I don't just want to be comfortable and staying in one position, And even if I leave this job, whenever I leave this job and do something else, it's for me practice to jump forward, And how I was telling my mom is like how Eric said he doesn't want to stay in Walmart forever, like,
Of course.
Like he's an employee and he's been there 2 years now? 2 years. Like for me, nah, I can't do that either, right? I mean, as you can tell by like 9-10 months that I was at Walmart, I was already like, what can I do to be a higher up, or to move up? And you don't have to, like, how do I say, you don't gotta take risk, like how you said that you don't want to be in a job, like you want to be your own boss. Me, I'm cool with taking risk and moving up and jobs, and like the same goes to you, like if you don't want to move up in your job because you don't want to stay at the job forever, taking risk and like moving up personally, like leveling up, like how you're doing your company or like you're trying to do everything, that like it's scary. Like I'm nervous as fuck, in my job right now, because it's like the owner talks to me like where, like, I don't know, it's like supervisor things, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna tell them, like I can't do this, or I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna keep on learning and just going in there, even if I don't know what I'm doing.
A big thing I learned when I was in sales is, one, is confidence. So when he tells you something, just be like, got it, sir. Like you just know. Another thing is fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll learn. You'll make mistakes. You'll learn from the mistakes, and eventually you'll get it. They're not gonna fire you because you like made a simple mistake or something like that. So yeah, I think you're doing great, man.
That's funny because today, because of my point. Yeah.
Just walk in front.
Yeah, you good. Either way, it's audio. So, so what I was saying is that today actually there was these like fitting parts that we've been trying to complete an order of 200, right? And like the week before, one of the welders completed 175, and then just today another welder completed another 165, right? So that was more than 200 that I wanted for that order. But I guess the owner didn't know I was doing it for that order. So someone else ordered 150 of them. So he just grabbed 150 from the ones that were already made and sold them. So we're short like another 80 around there, right?
150. He said 170.
175 and then 165. So it's like 200, 300 something. Yeah. So we're missing like 50, right? 50, 60. And he came out to me. He's like, what happened to the parts right here? You know, I can't ship this order of 200 because we're missing. You know, we're short. You only have 165. And I was like, confidently, I was like, well, the week before, this lady, this welder, completed an order of 165 or 175. And then this one just completed an order of 165, like today, you know? And he's like, well, where they at? I was like, they should be in the acid room where they wash it at. And he's like, but we're so short. We need 200. I was like, I swear, I went to the notebook, like they write down, like what they weld. I'm like, here's the date, June 16, 165. And he's like, I must have sold them. I was like, then I was, you know, it's like, I know where my parts are at, you know. Like, I know they were welded. I know they were shipping by, if anything, Friday, you know, Friday of last week. So, and then actually, his brother that works there showed me the receipt that same Friday they sold them. So like they were ready for an order, but the owner decided to just sell them to someone else. So it's like, you know, that's kind of your fault. That order has been there since the 12th of this month, and you decided to sell them to someone who just ordered it Friday. That's Friday. So that's on you. You know, like he tried to tell me something, and I'm just like,
Try to blame you.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah,
And
don't
like,
let yourself get fucking
and
put
and
down
like,
that. Like, no, man.
and I don't, just because like, I mean, he is the owner of the company, so he goes around every department. So like, he doesn't keep track of it. Like, he'll get mad, but like, if it makes sense and you're right, he's not gonna tell you anything. Like when I told him, he was like, I probably sold them. I was like, we'll get them, you know, like I'll tell them to weld what's missing from the order, but I had my order right. I had my parts right, you know, confidently. I wasn't like, I don't know. No, I was like, no, these are in the washer. I know because I put them there today. Last week, 175 were ready, and they came here to the shipping department. So that's the confident. That's how you're saying. You know, confident and patience. You know, because if not, I mean, someone else could have been like get mad, and be like, you know, take it out on someone else. Like the ex boss before, the one that was there before me, he will be like that. Like he will mess up, and then the owner would tell him something, and he'll take it out on us, supposedly, you know. So I feel like patience is another thing to like. It's great to have.
Well, you were blessed with it. Let me tell you that, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people with that don't have the patience, and I'm one of them. I can assure you of that. But I'm working on it, and I think I'm progressing really, really well. So yeah, for sure.
And then there's certain people that, like how you were. Imagine, you know how he was back then, right? Times 3. People who like, you say something like you know they ask for one order of something, and they were like, okay, and then like 10 minutes pass by, and they're like, not even 10 minutes, like 3 minutes pass by, they're already getting mad, and then it's like, you try to calm them down and it doesn't help because that's how they grew up. Short temper,
Yeah,
very
short
like
temper,
very
anger
short,
issues.
yeah, anger issues, just like short patience, and like you know, and those people are like very like you need to look out for those type of people because like one wrong move and then like they're just gonna go off like very badly, you know, and like I'm like like you. I'm very lucky to have patience. Not too good of patience, but I can at least hold. Like I can have patience for certain things, you know. And so like practicing patience is one of the top things that most people should do. Because if you don't have patience, you can't even do anything else.
And don't get me wrong, like I'm not like I try to be patient and open minded as much as I can, but there's times where I do have my limits, right? And like I let them out, like if I'm by myself or if I'm with y'all and I it like vent it out, So even someone like how you said you're blessed, like I'm blessed with it. Even someone like me, or someone who has even more patience, they let it out. They vent it out, they write it out, or they take it out some way. It's just finding a healthy way to let out the steam that you have, basically.
And that's one thing about like having siblings, at least for the people who do have siblings. Create a good brotherhood or sister, brother, communication, because
Relationship.
yeah, relationship, because it takes a weight off your shoulders. For a fact they're not gonna judge you and or like just like I don't know, hate you or whatever, like because you're just venting. You can trust this person. You can um, just make sure that they keep it a secret if it's a secret or something like that. So for sure, always have your siblings close, your family close. But yeah, it's pretty good to have.
And always try to stay open minded. I feel like staying open minded, not only will you learn more, but like you'll understand more. You feel me? So you won't be like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to say it, but like if you're in a situation like totally the opposite of me, but you talk to me like like we sit down and have a conversation, I will listen. I will like put my shoes, put myself in your shoes as best as I can because I don't know what you're going through, but I'm trying like my best and my hardest to see what you're going through, without judging. Because if you judge, you're not open minded. I feel like open minded is not judging, listening, and try to understand. Because unless you're going through the same thing he is, you don't understand.
Right.
You know?
So try to put yourself in the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's hard for certain people because what's it called?
Ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance. So some people are, what's it called? It's just ignorant. They can't. They try. They say they try, but at the end of the day, they're just already judging you. It's like, well, then you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. You know. Instead of being like, okay, I see what you did this, or okay, I see the reason why you did that. And some of them will be like, well, come on, be the better person. You shouldn't be saying that. And it's like, well, I came to you because I trusted you enough to be like, you can at least see yourself in my point of view instead of just seeing it on the other person's point of view. And you can't, like, in that point, like, well, who can I go to trust to be like not on the same side as me, but see the reason why I did this. And it's hard. I try my best to be open minded. I sometimes do judge people, but then I tell myself like that's not the reason why they came up to me. And it was like, yeah, I gotta be better at that. But yeah, it's hard to find those certain people to keep open minded stuff about it.
And then being open minded while being in a situation, like too, like I might be telling you like, man, I got in an argument with this person and he did this and that and he told me I should be doing this or I shouldn't be doing that. And like if I, ask for your opinion and you gave me like criticism, but like in a non-judgmental way. You know, like giving advice. I will be willing to listen. You know, like instead of getting mad, like, man, you just going on his side, or like open-minded is not just good for the other person, but for yourself, because you see, instead of just seeing it from your own point of view, if someone else is giving you advice or telling you maybe you did this wrong or maybe you should have done it a different way, you're seeing it from someone else's point of view that's not between you and the other person. It's always good to have like feedback or not criticism. I feel like criticism sounds negative, but like someone else's view of the situation. You know, I feel like that helps a lot, and growing and bettering yourself.
Yeah, what I think helps a lot too is like not like if something bad happens to you, um, first of all, learn learn to walk through the storm, knowing you're gonna come out a better man or a better woman. You know, learn to not be scared of the storm. Knowing that a big wave of sadness, of depression, maybe, is coming, but you're not in a state of depression, so you don't stay there. You know, you don't stay there. You go do something. You distract yourself. You go to the gym, stuff like that. But
A storm never lasts forever.
yeah, you'll come out a better person. You just come out a better person, and you'll learn a lot of lessons, and it humbles you, and it also gives you wisdom. It gives you wisdom, and then that way you know not to make the same mistakes, and you put what you learn into your new life or new you, and you just learn from yourself. So it's crazy how much mentality comes into play with this, because like how we were talking about, like, if you say you're gonna have a good day in the morning, it's like your mind automatically switches to nothing can bring me down. That's what happens. Like, it just switches to, like, no matter what happens today, it's gonna be a good day. It's already it's embedded in my brain. So like so yeah, like, you can do that with other stuff. It just doesn't have to be like that. You can be like, today I'm gonna do 20 push-ups or anything like that. So yeah.
It could be as small as just like, today I'm gonna wake up and do my bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, having a morning routine does definitely help, especially for that, because what you want to do to get out of like that funk is make sure you have a morning routine. A morning routine helps a lot because you can put little minute tasks, and you make bed. You make your bed, boom, brush your teeth, boom. You keep checking them off, right? And what that does, it tricks the brain into thinking like, man, I've already had a good productive day. And you put the harder ones down at the bottom, but if you're already on a roll though, your mind thinks, oh man, I'm killing it today already.
yeah.
So you start doing the harder tasks, and
Like challenging yourself. Yeah. Okay.
So that helps a lot too. And to whenever you want to work, like if you want to edit the audio, if you ever want to, like whenever I want to edit, like we should develop a morning routine and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that whenever you were talking about like getting out of the storm and all that, I feel like people who get out that storm shouldn't boast about it, but they should be like open about it in a way. Like
Humble?
Humble. Like there be like, if how you've seen people who are in the storm, you can tell them like, because there's people out there that like oh yeah, like I can help you and all that, but the real people that can actually help are the people who's been through the storm and got out. So you can actually give them advice and help them, guide them through the storm little by little. Because I know there's certain people out there that feel like don't talk about coming out of depression just because they think like they don't deserve it and that they should have not gotten out in the first place. But in reality, is like if you got out, that's like a huge thing. Because I mean, not a lot of people don't even make it. Like how your therapist said that whenever you got out of it, she said that she's never like really seen someone get out of it like that, and like
yeah, in like a couple days.
yeah, like they should be glad that they were able to get out of it and find, not find, but be like able to look for people who are in the situation and help them get out of it, so that they don't have to like drag through it for 5 years and.
Yeah, and what really helped for me is basically what I decided to do is like, because if you think of of the past, you get depressed. If you think of the future, you get anxiety. So what do?
Just focus on the present.
You plant yourself in the present. You say, "Fuck what's gonna happen tomorrow. Fuck what happened yesterday. It's today, motherfuckers. Wake up. Let's get this shit done today." That's how it is. You plant yourself as today. You don't think about what happened yesterday. You don't think about what's gonna happen tomorrow because tomorrow's never promised. So that's what it is. That's what it is. And you just, that's how I got out of it. Like I just planned myself. I live my day by day now. I don't live my day like next week. Like fuck, next week I gotta do this. Like nah, fuck that. Like even Mondays. Like today was a great day. And today's a Monday.
Yeah.
And even they commented on it on there like, damn, you're so joyful for it to be Monday because they were all having a horrible day. Well, that's because they didn't wake up and say today's gonna be a great day.
Yeah. They thought like the weekend's over, gotta go back to work. Like, yeah, I see what you mean. Go with the flow. That's what I always say. Like when people ask me like, how do you do it? Or like, what do you know? Like I'm just like I just go with the flow. Like, like. Again, like on the supervisor, like my job, right? This time I didn't ask, like, but the manager just quit. Like there was a big ass scandal, and like he just ended up leaving and never came back. And then the owner was like, came to me. He's like, well, everyone that works with me speaks Spanish, and he doesn't. So he's like, just translate for me. Okay, cool. He's like, he went out of town and he didn't have a manager for that department. So he's like, so I'm gonna put Gerardo in charge, me, right? Like, so I'm gonna put him in charge. So he's gonna be looking through the computer and giving y'all orders on what to do. And then this manager from another department is gonna help him. And then so if y'all have any questions, ask them. And then like from then on out, like they came up to me to ask questions. I will be the one writing down, checking everything. And even when he came back, he's like, so how you doing? Any questions? And I told him, oh, well, we got these. We're missing parts for these two, so I'm just making them do this for now. And like, and he tells me like, all right, cool. Any questions? Let me know. Or he'll tell me like, hey, well, we need these parts. If you can go ahead and do them, and I just go tell them, everyone else like, hey, do me a favor and do these, and then like, just no mandalos, but like tell them what to do. So. Like I didn't even know, like that day he's like, I don't put him in charge. I was like, word, like
Yeah, no, and like that's good, bro. But like that just goes to show you how that job is so easy for you whenever you're on it. Like you're on it, like you're on top of it. You know how to organize things. You know how to, like make sure that you probably ask politely whenever you ask them to make parts. You're not a dick and shit. And the thing is, though, I feel like you're meant for more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a good mind to have. When you're organized, when your mind is organized, that's when it's game over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like when your thoughts are organized. What your value, because a lot of men don't feel valued now. A lot of men that like they don't not feel valued.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to say anything, but girls, they get compliments all the time, and that's why a lot of guys, when they get complimented on, they hold on to that shit.
Yeah.
They think about that forever. I've been, I've had that happen to me, and yeah, like I feel like a lot of men don't get appreciated for what they do, especially with this new generation and this new era that's going on and stuff like that, where girls want to be boss bitches and stuff. But I don't think that should be the solution. I mean, do what you gotta do. If that's what you think, who am I to judge? like I said.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I do have my own opinion, in which I, freedom of speech. So I do believe that you should focus on basically just being the best human being you can be, and if you want to be like with somebody, make sure they're also being the best version they can be, and
Yeah.
it will work out at the end. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I know a lot of guys just don't get that. It just it sucks. It sucks for them. It sucks. Like I know I've been on the brink of suicide, so it's just like it sucks having to know that you're just thinking about it and thinking about it, but at the same time it's like, well, it's gonna end, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if you listen to this, like, give me 30 days, okay? Email us. I'll put our email here. Email us, and let's have a chat before you even think about doing it, or when you think about doing it. Email us and let's have a chat, and let's see how you feel after we have a chat. If we agree, then we'll see what's going on. But please email us if you have anybody can email us. So just email us and we'll see what's going on.
Yeah. I was gonna
That's
say,
a good idea.
yeah, that's a good idea. What's it called? But yeah, I want to add it on with that whole generation of women, that they're trying to get their own, getting their money and everything, which is good. They get their own money, the way they want to. I'm not gonna judge them, but a lot of them, since they make a lot of money, they think that men should make more money than them. So they start looking at other men like probably like us,
Average man.
and they start looking at other men that make more money than them, but then they start realizing that those men don't want them. They're trying to get other women who are probably doing the same thing, like getting more money or not equal. And not only that, they're also trying to look for women who can support them of what they're doing. Because I've seen like a lot of podcasts that have women on, having conversations in them. And a lot of women is always like, I'm looking for a man who can support me of what I'm doing. But then there's a man who says, I want a woman who wants to support me even when I'm low. And women are like if my man is low, I'm not gonna support him. I'm gonna leave him.
Yeah.
It's like how can we say we have double standards if a man will stay for a woman if she's low, but a woman won't stay for a man if he's low? No, this doesn't seem fair.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But what I have learned is we can't blame the women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can blame the women. I feel like as a man you need to have boundaries. As a man you need to know what you tolerate and what you don't tolerate. As a man, I feel like you need to make sure you don't fall for any sim traps, any traps at all.
Value yourself.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta know your own value, and going to the gym will definitely make you do that. Yeah, you just need to make sure that you don't get taken advantage of. They love to manipulate. They love doing that shit, and you just gotta be careful, learn the signs, and just if they wanna, hey, this and that, you wanna take me out, and y'all not even talking, y'all not even together. They just want some girls just wanna use you for your money. No, I'm good. Just boom, block them or just stop talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right now, especially if you're in your 20s, I feel like you should just not try to get at any girls right now. Have your fun or whatever, but you should focus on a career. You should see what's your next steps in life, because I do believe that a man's prime is at 30, 35.
Yeah, I was about to say that,
between
like a man's peak.
Men's peak is around that age where they have their career together. They have, they're looking for a family or they already got a family and stuff. So, yeah, right now you should just be training, going hard, go to the gym. Make sure a big thing that the gym helps you out is discipline. Discipline can go through everything else, especially when you're trying to go big. You know, if you're trying to if you're trying to like create a business, you know, you have to have discipline because you have to get up in the morning and make fucking emails, make some calls, make whatever you gotta do, and every single day you gotta make up and do it. You know, it's like going to the gym. Every single fucking day you gotta go and hit the weights, hit the cardio, and stuff like that. So, so yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm not this type of person, you know, but like I'm not trying to, you know, say this as much because I don't really know a lot about it, but praying, I pray a lot, you know. Every once in a while, I try my best to pray at least once a day because, you know, that clears my mind a little bit. You know, if you don't have anyone to talk to, I feel like praying can help you with that situation. There was one time, and I already told y'all this. One day I was meditating because I like meditating. It helps me clear my mind sometimes. And I was meditating outside, and you know, the wind started picking up. It was a sunny day. There was no wind, you know, and it sounded like there was footsteps around me. You know, there was footsteps around me, and at first I thought it was one of y'all, but you were working, and you weren't here. And so I was, you know, I was speaking out loud. I was like, "Who's there?" But I didn't hear nothing. And then so like it came close to me, and I felt a hand over my shoulder, and it felt warm. Like I just instantly felt warm. Like I just felt comfortable, and what's it called? It showed itself to me as myself, but like as how I looked like when I was younger. And I realized it now because I didn't think about it. I didn't ask it, but I realize it now that that's whenever I was most happy. When I was younger, when I didn't have to worry about work, money, nothing. The only thing I was worried about is what I'm going to play today, you know? And so it told me, you know, that it was a spirit, you know? And, you know, I was confused because, you know, I was like, I've never seen a spirit like this before, the one that looks like me. And he told me, you know, that he is here to help me go through it. And I was, you know, thinking about it
To guide you.
to guide me, yeah. And so, and then it appeared itself as an old man, and he told me to have to look to my left and to look to my right. And when I looked to my left, it was all my past selves, like when I was like 15, 19, 10, 6, you know, and it was all grayed out. You know, and like all the decisions, like everything that like was big for me were colored in, but like my whole body was grayed out except probably like an arm, a leg, and then I looked to my right, and there was nothing. And so I asked it, what did it mean? And he told me the left of you was my past, and the grayed out areas were just memories that didn't really weren't nothing. And the parts that were coded in, you know, were the lessons and the most important memories that you have. And when I told him what was on the right, you know, I jokingly said, does that mean I'm dying this year?" He told me no. He told me that there's nothing to not nothing to look forward to, but there's nothing to worry about because you still haven't lived it. There's nothing in front of you because, you know, you haven't been there yet. You're here now. And so when I told him that, I told him, so what does this mean? He told me that you should not be worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, and, you know, keep the lessons that you had yesterday in your head, the most important ones. Like maybe you did a mistake at work and you're like, okay, so I won't do that again. No. And then he helped me meditate. He helped me what's it called? He helped me get over my biggest fears and my not biggest fears, but he helped me get over some of my fears and like my past, like my judgment itself, like how I always wanted to be like this big guy who was able to talk to girls and, like, you know, confront people. But he helped me basically tell me that's not the person you want to be, but that's the person you know that you think that you should be. And so he told me that I should be the person who would not be too confrontational, but like I'm trying to say this. How do I try to say this? Not be too confrontational, but like know when to be confrontational and when not to, do it. And then like have confidence in myself. He helped me build a realistic image of myself rather than an image that I was thinking of. He helped me bury that person to myself. And one of the things I like to do is shadow box because it's a good way for cardio for me. And he told me think of my biggest enemy, and I was thinking like probably like my bullies, like people who like made me angry when I was growing up, or like customers, who like are super annoying. And the only person that showed up in front of me was myself.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, like your biggest enemy.
Especially if you're not at peace.
Yeah, your biggest enemy is yourself. And once you get over that hurdle, you can achieve everything. And so I was able to control at least that much of myself, where I was able to be like, me, I won't stop myself any longer. I will now go forward and do better.
It's because there comes a time like that. That's what happened to me. Like it comes a time where it's like enough is enough. Like I do not want to live this life anymore. So you literally have to kill that part of yourself because it's time to change, and you'll never return back to that guy because you're dead. That person is dead. You buried him.
Yeah.
Like there's no option, especially once you hit rock bottom. There's no more bottom to go. You just gotta go up. There's no other way but up, and you'll see it.
Honestly, yeah.
You'll see it. You'll see how you'll skyrocket. But if you hang on, you have to hang on long enough. Not when it like things get a little bit hard. You already want to
like let
delete
go
yourself and
yeah.
stuff. But no, hang on, because there's a reason why you're going through this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lesson that has to be learned. A lot of times tests are put in front of us. The universe tests us just to see if we're ready for the next steps. A lot, so definitely, just hang in there. And like I said, our email is open. Email us. You don't have to. You don't have to say your name. I don't know if your Gmail. I don't know if your emails are your names, but you can always email us, and we'll keep it anonymous and stuff like that. And we'll talk and see what's gonna go down.
Just again, practice being open-minded. Because, like I said, for me, being open-minded, if I go through an obstacle, it's like me not just being like negative about it, because there's always positive and a negative, So being open-minded is like, yeah, I might be going through this. Yeah, things aren't going my way, but there might be a reason to it. I'm not gonna stay there forever, and just being as positive as you can, even if it's just a little bit. Even if you have like the worst day, and like maybe you get home, it's like I get to enjoy doing something, or like maybe you see someone that makes you like, happy, like just any little thing that could make you positive, try to always find that, because there's always gonna be light in the darkness, always, even if it's just a little, like, what is it called? Sunlight, like when you see sunlight, like, a ray of sunlight.
Yeah, and those rays of sunlight are whenever you get happy, out of nowhere. When you're in depression and you get happy out of nowhere, you enjoy. You have to enjoy those moments, because after that moment is done, you gotta keep walking through the darkness again
until you see
another light, and then eventually you'll get out. Like I'm a, you know, I've been, what do you call me? Not a victim, right? But like
A survivor.
a survivor, yeah. Um, and yeah, like yeah, you'll think you won't see the end of the road or you know or whatever, but no, there is. And for me, it wasn't. I mean, it was a tunnel, but it was also more like of a quicksand type thing. A lot of people describe it as drowning, but for me, it was like quicksand because it'd be like I'd be crawling, 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 and I'm like, I'm finally about to get out, and then boom, you just like you know you just don't make any progress, and then it's like until you know in my religion, you know, Jesus Christ, you know, like that's how I felt. He brought me up and basically got me out of there. And he got me out of there. And you know, I mean, I have a good relationship with Jesus Christ, um, and God. So you know, I try to pray every night as well and thank Him because I owe Him. But yeah, and my therapist did say that she has never had a case where it's like night and day type shit, you know, like where I was depressed 3 days later, I was not. No matter like my will, nothing you couldn't break me anymore. You can't break me anymore.
Yeah.
You can tell me whatever the hell you want and you will never break me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll knock me down and I'll get back up. That's my
But
mentality.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like that's how like if there's anybody in the audience watching or hearing this podcast, just you have to have grit. You have to have grit, and you have to like make sure you get the fuck back up and smile like your fucking enemies and bring it the fuck on. Yeah.
And I wanted to say before we end it here, look out for each other. You know, we're all the same person, no matter race, gender, whatever. You know, we're all skin and bones. You know, we should be looking out for each other, not bringing each other down, and you know, making sure we get to the end of the road and see how much we can accomplish before we kick the bucket. You know, and thanks y'all for watching this episode of Nebcast. You know, I'm Dark G23,
I'm a Fizzy Gamer.
And I'm Infinite Trip.
and yeah, this was it. Later.
Later, guys.
Later.